Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 4 in the first semifinal. Houston was trying to win it in 3 straight, but Cleveland had other ideas in Game 3, winning on the road here in Houston, and they faced another elimination game as they were down 2-1. And so now they have put their trust in Trevor Bauer to start for them here in game number 4. And he'll be opposed by right-hander Mike Fiers from Houston. They got him midseason from Milwaukee, along with Carlos Gomez. And I believe Josh Hader was part of that trade, if I'm not mistaken. So those are your starting pitchers. You see the starting lineups right here and the bullpens over here. All right, we are ready to go. Mike Fiers is going to step to the plate. And actually, there is one change that's going to be made to the lineup. I did not realize this, I guess I wasn't paying attention or whatever. But Michael Bourne was actually traded to the Braves late in the season, so he's no longer on the roster. So I don't think it's fair to have him in the games. I know he was in the first 3 games, but those are already under the bridge. You can't take those back. So we're going to have Abraham Almonte in center field leading off for the Indians, not Mr. Bourne. Mr. Bourne is not on the roster. So Abraham Almonte will take his place. That does leave Cleveland 1 player short. So what I can do is go to their bench. And they did have a fellow named Jerry Sands. So Jerry Sands will be activated. He was on the roster at the end of the regular season in 2015. So he will be there. So Sands will actually be on the bench for Cleveland. So they have no lefties on the bench. All they have are 5 right-handed hitters: Urshela, Johnson, Gomes, Aviles, and Sands. And Johnson came over from Atlanta in that particular trade with the aforementioned Michael Bourne. All right, so just wanted to get that little thing out of the way. I also had to do something similar with Seattle because Austin Jackson was traded to the Cubs, which I've forgotten about. So I've removed Austin Jackson from the Seattle lineup for the remainder of the series because he was on the roster then. So I don't think it's fair to play him. Like I said, did it in the first 3 games because I wasn't aware of it. But once I've been made aware of something, I want to fix it. So that's what I'm attempting to do here. Abraham Almonte came over from San Diego in the Mark Shebzinski trade. So he is definitely with the Cleveland Indians late in the season. So he will be the leadoff man against Mike Fiers. We got the Houston Astro colored dice with the white, orange, and the blue. And again, Houston trying to upset Cleveland. The number 4 seed against number 1 seed is up by 2 games. They really don't want to go back to Cleveland for Game 5 and have to face Corey Kluber, so they would like to end it right here. But Cleveland might have other ideas. Game 4 underway. 2-11 for Abraham Almonte. Grounds to second. And there is 1 away. And of course, I should have done my homework on that, and I did not. So can't help what happened in the first 3 games, but I can take care of what's going to happen in the last 2 for each series, plus the finals. I'll make sure no one in the finals plays that was not on the roster. Here's Jason Kipnis. 6'6", lefty, and that is a line out to first. Snagged over there by Chris Carter. 2 down, and that's going to bring up Carlos Santana. Switch hitting first baseman with 2 outs and nobody on. That's a 3-3, and that is a fly ball to left. Would have been a home run check possibly for a super advance, but in advance, it's just simply going to be a easy fly ball to left, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mike Fiers. Takes care of the Tribe real quick here in the first. Go to the bottom of the first. It's Cleveland 0, Houston coming to bat. Trevor Bauer on the mound will be facing Jose Altuve, George Springer, and Michael Tucker. I'm sorry, Preston Tucker. Michael Tucker was a player a long time ago with the Kansas City Royals and other teams. 5-4 for Trevor Bauer against a right-hander is a ground ball shortstop X. That is the shortstop Lindor, who's a 1. 1 of the 16 is a good play, and that's an easy play there. 1 down. Altuve is retired. And that brings up George Springer. Springer. 6-3, and that is a home run check, 1-14. He does have normal power. That's an 11. It is long, and it is gone. George Springer just greets Trevor Bauer with a solo home run, and the Astros jump out 1-0 on Trevor Bauer. So Bauer has to regroup, and of course Cleveland, there's no tomorrow for them, so they got to make sure all their bullpen guys are ready to go at a moment's notice. 5-5, that's a ground ball shortstop X again. That is to Lindor, who's a 1. 1-14. See if that's a play or if it goes to an error check. Nope, 1-14 is a ground ball A, so that is out number 2. 2 down, and that's going to send us to the other shortstop, Carlos Correa. Game of 2 young shortstops up and coming in 2015. It's a 5-7, and that's a strikeout for Bauer to end the inning. But the solo blast off the bat of George Springer has given the Astros a 1-0 lead as we go to the second. And it'll be Michael Brantley leading off for the Tribe, followed by Lindor and Chisenhall. 3-3, and that's going to be a fly to right field, 1 down. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Lindor. Francisco Lindor. 6-10. 6-12 is the injury check for both pitchers. 6-10, switch hitter batting left. 6-10's a fly to right, 2 down. Lindor is out of there. That brings up the designated hitter, Lonnie Chisenhall, against Mike Fiers. 6-10 again is the same result. Fly to right to end the inning. So 6 up and 6 down retired by Mr. Fiers, and we go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 favor the Stros. Bauer back out, and he'll be facing Valbuena, Carter, and Rasmus. A couple of lefties with Carter mixed in between. 1-8, and that's a strikeout for Valbuena, who's playing third base. He can play a little bit everywhere, but in this game he's at third base. He goes down on strikes, and that'll bring up Chris Carter. That's a 3-4 for Carter. He's going to draw a walk. So Chris Carter, a 1-out walk. He is an E-stealer. He will not be held on. And that's going to bring up Colby Rasmus. 5-4 against the lefty is a ground ball shortstop X. Again, that is Lindor. He's a 1. Chance for a double play, perhaps. 1-11, though. Going to go to the error check. And the error check on Lindor is an E17. E17 and a 9 for a shortstop. E17 and a 9 is a ground ball A, so it will be a double play. 6-4-3 to end the inning. I don't want to pull the chart out in front of the camera because every time I do that, it seems like it throws the focus off. That happened in the last video with the Mets and the Mariners. For a couple of innings, it was a little bit blurry, so rather than go through that, I'll just read off what's there. And if anybody has a advanced fielding strat chart, you can certainly follow along if you wish. Jose Ramirez to lead off against Mike Fiers. 1-6, and he's going to pop it to second. That's 1 away. Altuve puts it away easily. 1 down for the catcher, Roberto Perez. I wasn't sure whether I should use Perez this game or Gomes. So we're giving Perez a go. Gomes caught games 1 and 2. Perez is catching games 3 and 4. So they're 1-0 with Perez, 0-2 with Gomes. So maybe it's one of those things where you want to go with the hot hand. 3 superstitious is what I was trying to get at. 3-10. Oh, not superstitious there. It's a ground ball to short, but he just missed a chance for a home run, which it would have been on a 3-11, but Not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso once said. That's 2 down for the number 9 hitter in the order, Ryan Rayburn. And just not a lot of lefties out there for the Tribe other than what's in their lineup. They got everybody in their lineup is left-handed, but they're very heavy on the right-hand side. 4-9 for Fires. And look at that, a 1-2 triple, 3-20 double. It is a 3, so Ryan Rayburn, a 2-out double for Ryan Rayburn. First hit of the game for Cleveland comes with 2 outs. And it's from the number 9 hitter, Ryan Rayburn, of all people. And now that will flip the order to Abraham Almonte. Rayburn, E-Stealer, and runs at a 12. He will not be held. 4-2 switch hitter against the lefty Fires will be a walk. And that's going to put 2 on now with 2 outs for the dangerous Jason Kipnis. So Fires had it going first 2 outs, but then all of a sudden a double and a walk, and Cleveland's got something going. 2-7, and that's another walk. That's going to load the bases. All of a sudden, Mr. Fires is trying to start a fire, it sounds like. And Carlos Santana comes up with the bases loaded and 2 down, trying to get his team on the board. 4-5, he does not. He struck him out. So the Tribe leave the bases loaded, and that could come back to hurt them very much so. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and it's still 1-0. Missed opportunity there for Cleveland for sure. Trevor Bauer, a little disappointed, was hoping for some runs, and he'll be facing Hank Conger, Carlos Gomez, and Jose Altuve. It's a 6-2 Conger switch hitter batting left. 6-2 is a ground ball first base X. That's Santana. Santana's a 4. 4 and a 1. That's going to get through past him down the line for a base hit. And in fact, it will. Well, it's just going to be a single. I thought at first it'd be a double, but it's just going to be a single. Single down the line, but Conger doesn't run well and only gets the single. But he's aboard. He will not be held, obviously, as an E-Stealer. And Carlos Gomez is your batter. He's a B bunter, but with the corners in, it would be C bunter. So they're not gonna. They're gonna go let him swing away. 2-12, and that's a hit by pitch. So Trevor Bauer plunks Gomez, and all of a sudden, bottom part of the order coming through for the Stros. 2-1, nobody out. Now the order flips to Altuve. And the Cleveland bullpen is already starting to see some action. They are already maneuvering down there as Zach McAllister, the right-hander, is loosening for the Indians just in case they need a double play in the worst way. Altuve, the batter, grounded to short his first trip. 6-5, and that's an in-home run chance against Bauer. 1-10. That is a 10. He's got normal power. Kaboom! A 3-run shot for Jose Altuve. And the Astros may be on their way to the finals, as that's going to be it for Trevor Bauer. He just didn't have it. He goes 2+ innings and has given up 4 runs. And George Springer will be coming on to bat, but he won't be facing Trevor Bauer. It is bullpen day for the Cleveland Indians, and number 1 on the hit list is going to be Zach McAllister. So McAllister, the right-hander, is going to come on. There is an off day for travel if there is a Game 5, so the Indians can use their whole bullpen and wear them out. It won't make any difference. They got to go like it's no tomorrow, because there is no tomorrow. Here's Springer. 5-6, and that's a strikeout for McAllister. 1 down. As McAllister tries to settle things down for his team and give his team a chance. They have the offense to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. Here's Preston Tucker. 2-10 for Tucker. He's going to ground to second, 2 down. And the visiting team has won all 3 games up to this point, so home field has not really meant anything. Here's Correa with 2 up and 2 down and 3 in. 2-10, and that is another home run chance for Correa, 1-18, but that's a 19. So a deep fly to left, but boy, Cleveland catches a break there. It would have been another run, but Correa just got under one, and McAllister survives without giving up anything else. But they're behind the 8 ball now, 4-0 as we go to the 4th inning. Mike Fier has been given a lead to protect. And it's going to be Brantley, Lindor, and Chisenhall due up for the Tribe here in the top of the 4th. 1-3, and it's a ground ball, first base C, so that's going to be scored where Fiers flips over to Carter. Carter flips over to Fiers covering. That's what I should have said. So it's going to go 3-1 officially. Not that it matters. And here's Lindor. 1-5, and that is a 1 for a triple for Francisco Lindor. He's saying don't count us out yet. A 1-out triple for Lindor. A 1-4 is a 1. I'm sorry, a 1-5 is a 1-4 triple, and that's a 1. So there you go. Lindor with a triple. Infield is back, of course, with a 4-0 lead. They need outs. They'll give up the run to get an out. Here's Chisenhall. 1-5, and that's a strikeout. Huge strikeout there as Chisenhall could not get the runner home. And the Indians may very well blow this chance. Here's Jose Ramirez. 3-9 for Ramirez, and he grounds to second to end the inning. And how about that? A 1-out triple goes to waste. And the Indians come up empty-handed. And at least at this point, it is not looking good for the Tribe. If Houston wins this game, they will sit back and wait for the winner of the Seattle Mets series. They would be the visiting team regardless because they're number 4 seed. So even if Seattle wins, Seattle is the 3 seed. They would still be the home team over Houston. So the first 2 games would be on the road for the Astros, as they cannot get a higher seed than anybody as a number 4 seed. Valbuena going to lead off against McAllister. 6-7, and that's a strikeout. He's not tired yet, and that is a strikeout. He's pitched 1 inning, but 1 1/3 innings now, but he's retired everybody he's faced, so he has nothing against his point of weakness, so that dot does not come into play. Chris Carter, the batter. 2-8 for Carter. It's a 1 for a single. Anything else, he grounds to third, and he will ground it to third, where Jose Ramirez fields and throws over to Santana for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. McAllister has retired all 5 he has faced. And now here's Colby Rasmus. 1-2 for Rasmus is a single. So that breaks up that streak. Rasmus is aboard. He's an East Steeler. He will not be held. And Hank Conger, the batter. .611. Let me check injuries for McAllister. That could be an injury check. Let's see what McAllister's injury rating is for Cleveland. He is a 612, so he got a break there. 611 instead against a lefty, though, is a walk, so that's going to keep the inning going. For Gomez, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. And McAllister on shaky ground, bullpen activity. Right-hander Jeff Manship is loosing for the Indians. McAllister trying to get through the inning. 6-6, and he does. He strikes out Gomez to end the inning. That's going to do it for McAllister. He's going to go 2 shutout innings, facing 8 batters and retiring 6 of them. So McAllister goes 2 innings. He did his job. He kept the score where it is. And we go to the 5th. Still 4-0 Stros. Mike Fiers enjoying this lead. That's it for McAllister, of course. And I believe Manship will be the new pitcher next inning for Cleveland. We shall see, but I believe that's who it's going to be. For the Indians in the top of the fifth, it'll be the catcher, Roberto Perez, followed by Rayburn, and then the top of the order, and Almonte. 3-3 for Roberto Perez, and that's a fly to left, one down. For Rayburn, who doubled his first time up, but was stranded at second base. Actually, was stranded at third base because they had the bases loaded after a couple of walks. 6-5, and it's a ground ball shortstop X. That is Mr. Correa. He's a 2. 2 and a 19 is a good play, and that's out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. The order flips to Almonte. So Almonte's up now with 2 outs and the bases empty. 1-7, and he's going to ground it right back to Fiers to end the inning. So Fiers looks large and in charge. He's got 5 shutout innings going. And we go to the bottom of the fifth, still 4-0 Astros. And Jeff Manship will be coming on for Cleveland. After McAllister went 2 innings. Manship has a long relief rating as well, if he's effective. So coming up for the Stros, it'll be the top of the order, Altuve, Springer, and Tucker. Altuve, the big 3-run homer in his last at bat. 6-2 is a fly to center, 1 down. So 1 away for George Springer. Springer homered in the first. Spent all the runs. A solo homer in the first and a 3-run homer in the third accounted for all the runs. 3-8 is a strikeout. So 2 down. So Manship doing his job. And here's Preston Tucker. 3-6 for Tucker. That's a double, though, so that breaks that up. Preston Tucker, his first hit of the game, is a 2-out double. He will not be held on. He does not run all that well. Carlos Correa, the batter. And Correa, 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, flew to left in the third, but could do damage here. 1-11, but he does not. He grounds it back to Manship, and that's going to end the inning. So 5 innings are in the books. And Houston still holds a 4-0 lead, which seems pretty commanding at this point. So here is Mike Fiers. This is the 6th inning. This is his point of weakness inning, but so far he hasn't done anything to show he's weak. He's going to be facing Kipnis, Santana, and Brantley, though. Heart of the order. Indians running out of outs. They need to get it done in a hurry. 6-8 against the lefty. It's a pop out to second base. Altuve puts it away, 1 down. And if the Astros win this one, they'll be all set up for a couple of days rest and have Dallas Keuchel ready to go in Game 1 against whoever they face. So they will be a distinct advantage being able to use their number 1 starter. Santana, 4-8, switch hitter, struck him out. 2 down. And that brings up Brantley. The Indians' bats have gone dormant in this one. Mike Fiers has something to do with that, I guess. 3-2, and that's a single, though, so Brantley at least gets a base hit. But down 4-0, you're not thinking about trying to steal. They will have to hold him on. They don't want to give him a free base, but he will not be trying to steal. But the fact he's being held on means the plus signs come into play. If we get a ground ball with a plus, like here at number 8, 2-8, that turns into a base hit. So here's Lindor. He tripled his last time up, but was stranded at third base. 1-9, and he's going to all these hits in column 1. He found the ground ball to third. So fielded by Valbuena, goes a short way to Altuve for a 5-4 fielder's choice, and the inning is over. And Mike Fiers pitches 6 shutout innings in what could be the series wrap-up for the Astros. Manship is back out, and he'll be facing Valbuena, Carter, and Rasmus. Now, there are some lefties coming up, so I wonder if they're going to go to a different pitcher here. He does get dinged in column 1 against lefties. I think they're going to pull him. So Manship is going to come out, and they will go to left-handed relief pitcher Kyle Crockett. So Crockett will be on. Third pitcher used by the Indians. But hey, it's the elimination game for them, so they can't afford to mess around. They got to do what they got to do. Valbuena will be leading things off for Houston. Lefty on lefty, 2-5, and that's a 1-2 single. That's a 19, and that's going to be a line out to first. Snared by Santana. 1 down. So all in all, the bullpen has done very well for Cleveland. Just Trevor Bauer made one too many mistakes. One to Altuve for a 3-run bomb. 1-8 for Carter, struck him out, 2 down. But no complaints from Terry Francona on the bullpen. They've done their job. Here's Colby Rasmus, lefty on lefty. 6'9". Let me check Crockett for injury here on a 6'9", just in case. He could be susceptible to an injury on a 6'9", as he didn't have that many appearances, so you never know. Crockett for Cleveland was in the extra players, so let's see. He is showing as a 6'12", so he's okay. 6'9", lefty on lefty, 6'9" is a strikeout. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Crockett. He did his job. He retired all 3 he faced, and he will leave the game. Actually, I was wrong. McAllister pitched 3 innings, not 2, like I had mentioned, because Bauer didn't get anybody out in the third, so he got all 3 outs in the third as well. Some nice outing from McAllister, going 3 shutout innings of relief, backed up here by Crockett going 1 inning of relief. But Mike Fiers so far is showing him how it's done in the pitching line, as he has pitched 6 shutout innings, and the bullpen for the Astros is very, very quiet right now. Here's Chisenhall. 2-4 for Chisenhall. It's a ground ball to third. Easy play for Valbuena, and there's 1 away. And that'll bring up Jose Ramirez. .511, switch hitter batting left. That's a 1-17 home run. He does have normal power. That's a 9. Kaboom. How about that? Jose Ramirez gets him off the schneid with a home run off the bat of Mike Fiers, and now the Houston bullpen has started to stir. It is now 4-1. So maybe some life in that Cleveland dugout. We shall see. Roberto Perez is being called back. He will be pinch hit for, as they need some more offense. He was only a .228 hitter on the season, so they're looking for some offense. And let's see which direction they're going to go. They're going to use Chris Johnson off the bench to pinch hit, and then not Giovanni Urshela. Rather, Yan Gomes will catch and bat 8th rather. So Chris Johnson will pinch hit, and then Gomes will take over as the catcher. So Gomes and Johnson have been used. That leaves Urshela, Aviles, and Sands on the bench for the Indians. So Chris Johnson, he came over in that trade for Michael Bourne from the Atlanta Braves. And he's up to pinch hit right here in a big spot. Try to keep it going. 6-8. Oh, he just missed another home run chance, and he would have gotten it too. 6-9 would have been another home run, but 6-8 is a strikeout for out number 2. 2 down for Ryan Rayburn. 112 for Rayburn. That's a single to left field. So Ryan Rayburn keeps it going. He's an E stealer. He will not be going anywhere. He will not be held. And Abraham Almonte, who was a 264 hitter on the season in 2015, he will be back to the plate to try to keep it going against Fires. 1-9. That's a strikeout to end the inning. And I think they're gonna cap Fires in 7 innings. So he's gonna go 7 innings, give up 1 run. Heck of a performance. The only ding on his card is the home run from Ramirez, but he's definitely in line for the victory as he goes 7 full innings. For Cleveland, they will need a new pitcher here in the bottom of the 7th, and they'll be facing Conger, Gomez, and Altuve, a switch and 2 rights. So they will go with Brian Shaw out of the pen. Ryan Shaw is going to lead it off against Hank Conger. Shaw, the 4th pitcher used by Cleveland. In the Houston bullpen, Will Harris is loosening, as well as left-hander Tony Sipp. And I think Tony Sipp's going to be getting the call because of 2 out of 3 left-handers coming up. So it's Will Harris and Tony Sipp, double-barrel action in the Houston bullpen. Conger, 5-2, and that's a fly to right, 1 down. And it sends us to Carlos Gomez. Gomez hit by a pitch and struck out. 5-7, and he's going to do more than that this time. 1-3 is a triple. That's a 1. Carlos Gomez with a 1-out triple. And now the Indians in a bind with the runner at 3rd and less than 2 outs. So now they're going to bring the infield in against the tough swing Jose Altuve. But they have no choice. The infield has to come in. There is no choice in the matter. 5-9, and that's a strikeout. So he strikes out Altuve, huge for Brian Shaw. But he still has to get George Springer, but at least the infield is back to normal. Springer homered in the first, but has struck out his last 2 times. Shaw looking to make it a hat trick. 3-8, and he does. Struck him out, so he gets the hat trick and keeps Houston off the board. That triple from Gomez goes for naught. We go to the 8th. It is 4-1 in favor of Houston. But now Mike Fiers is out of the game. And they will turn to left-hander Tony Sipp. Will the Astros? But Mike Fiers gave them all they could ask for and more. So Tony Sipp will be on. He was 3-4, the 1.99 ERA in 2015. No saves, but this is not a save situation. He's not going to pitch more than 1 inning, so he wouldn't be there for the 9th anyway. Gregerson is their closer. And that should say right-handed pitching. Not sure why it says left, but he was a righty. All right, so leading things off will be Jason Kipnis facing Tony Sipp. 2-6, and that's a strikeout. So Kipnis down on strikes. Tony Sipp's job is to get these lefties out. And Will Harris is throwing him back up in case he struggles. Here's Santana. 1-11 against the lefty. It's a ground ball to second. That's 2 down. So Sipp gets the switch hitting right-hander. And now it's Michael Brantley. And Cleveland down to their final 4 outs. 2-10 for Brantley. That's a single, so he keeps the inning going. And Lindor is your batter. He tripled earlier in the game. He's an ace stealer, is Mr. Brantley, but down 4-1, I don't think you're going to take the chance, although Conger is still in the game, and Conger is a +4 arm, so they may end up sending him anyway, just to try to get him in scoring position. He'd be an ace stealer, which starts him as a 15. You lose 2 for being held, make them a 13, but the +4 from Conger makes it a 17. That's tempting to take it on a 17. Your odds there are very, very good to make it and get in a scoring position with 2 outs. So they're going to send him 1 to 17. And it's 15, so he's in there. So the fact that Conger was in there, they didn't bring in Castro yet, and they may do that in the 9th. But they didn't do it here, and he's able to sneak that extra base. He is not going to be held on second, though, because they need to worry about the batter, and that's Lindor. 1-8, and that's a strikeout. So Tony Sipp strikes out Lindor to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 4-1. And coming up for the Stros will be Tucker, Correa, and Valbuena. Several lefties. Shaw is going to come out. I think they're going to go to a lefty out of the pen. Will Cleveland. Their other lefty, and that is Nick Hagedorn, or Hagedorn. 0-1, 4.28 ERA, but he is the only lefty left in the bullpen. Cody Allen is loosening in case Hagedorn starts to struggle. Cody Allen, their closer, but at this point, there's nothing to close. You got to try to stay in the game. So you could argue you should use Cody Allen now, but we're going to play the percentages with Hagedorn, at least in the beginning. And this is 2015, so you don't have to face 3 batters. They can face 1 batter and struggle and get him out of there. So we'll see. See what Hagedorn can do. 6-8, that's a strikeout. I'll make sure it's not an injury for Hagedorn. For Cleveland, Hagedorn is a 6, which is a 6-7, so he just missed a strikeout, or an injury. I mean, 6-8 is not an injury, 6-7 is an injury. But he does strike out Tucker. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Carlos Correa. So they will keep Hagedorn in there until he lets somebody on base, basically. 2-8 against a left-hander is a 1-2 double. That's a 9, though, so it's going to be a fly to left, 2 down. And that's going to bring up another lefty in Valbuena. Let's see, do they call him back or do they keep him in there? They could go to a... Oh, he's actually the best defensive third baseman they have, so they're going to leave him in there. 2-8 against the lefty is a walk, so 2-out walk to Valbuena. And with Chris Carter coming up, that's going to be it for Hagedorn. He will leave. And Cody Allen will come in. You just can't allow any more runs, so they're going to use the best they have, Cody Allen. He is on to face Chris Carter. Only leaves Webb in the bullpen. He's the only pitcher left, but can't worry about that. This might be the last inning to pitch anyway, so Cody Allen is in to face Carter, try to get this final out. Valbuena is a D-stealer, will not be held. And Chris Carter is your batter. Carter, 0 for 2. They could pinch hit if they choose. They could go with Gonzalez, because Gonzalez will at least be a better defender at first base. He'd be a 3. So, yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to pull Chris Carter, actually. So he will not hit. He will be called back. And Marwin Gonzalez, a switch hitter, will come in and take over at first base as well. So Gonzalez will be in as the new first. He will pinch hit and then stay in the game to play first base. Marwin Gonzalez. Move made for defense as much as it is offense. But it also gives him a switch hitter, and Cody Allen a little bit not as tough necessarily on righties, or lefties as he is righties. Allen, 6-7 against the switch hitter batting left, is a ground ball second base X. That is the second baseman, Kipnis, who's a 3. 3 and a 10 is going to go to his error check. for second baseman, and he's an E10. E10 and a 10 for a second baseman is a ground ball A, so it's a good play. He'll only play we'll call is to first base, and so Cody Allen gets the job done. Gets Gonzalez to ground to second to end the inning, and we go to the ninth. Last chance for the Cleveland Indians, and there will be some defensive changes for Houston as well. Aside from Gonzalez playing first base, they will also have a new catcher in Jason Castro. He will take over for Conger. He's a much better defensive catcher. So Castro is in to catch. And Marisnik, who's a really good outfielder, will be in the game. And he will go into left field for Colby Rasmus, who's not quite as good in the outfield. So Rasmus is a 3, but Marisnik's a 1. So Marisnik is going to be in left field. All right, so that gets their defensive strategies done. And now Luke Gregerson will be on to try to close the deal and send the Astros to the finals. Luke Gregerson for the Astros. In the 2015 season, he was 7-3, 3.10 ERA, and a 31 save total. So he's looking to get a save right here and close out the series. And he'll be facing Chisenhall, Ramirez, and a pinch hitter for Yan Gomes. Well, they can't pitch hit for Yan Gomes. The only catcher they have left. So it is Gomes up here. So it is Chisenhall, Ramirez, and Gomes. On the bench, they have Aviles, Sands, and Urshela. I'm not sure any of those are better than what's on the field right now. So Gregerson will be facing will be facing Chisenhall with Ramirez on deck. Top of the ninth, 4-1. Stros on a solo homer by Springer in the first and a 3-run homer by Altuve in the third. That has held up. And the only Cleveland run is a home run by Ramirez. So all the runs accounted for via home run. Gregerson to Chisenhall, 5-2. That's a fly to left, 1 down. And now 2 outs away from clinching the semifinals and going to the finals and awaiting the winner of the Mets and the Astros, whoever that may be. I'm sorry, the Mets or the Mariners, whoever that may be. Jose Ramirez, 3-3 against the right-hander. Ground ball to second. Altuve with it over to the new first baseman, Gonzalez, and that's 2 down. And down to the final out, it is Yan Gomes. And you can't pitch hit for him because he's the only catcher you have. It's only a 231 hitter, but maybe he gets lucky and gets something off of the pitcher card. We shall see. He does have normal power, so if we get this 411 or 412, he's got a chance for a dinger, or a 49. That's a 4-7, though. It's a ground ball to short, and up with it is Correa over to Gonzalez, and the ball game is over, and the series is over. The Houston Astros, without trash cans, win the series 3-1, and they pile on to the field. Gomes gets out of the way, but the Astros are piling on to the field. The Houston Astros have won it by the score of 4-1. The number 1 seed Cleveland Indians are eliminated, and now the Astros will wait and see where they travel. They will either go to Seattle or New York for Game 1, but they will be well rested when they do, and they will be sending Dallas Keuchel in Game 1 of that series, Colin McHugh in Game 2, so they've got their rotation all set up the way they want it, and 4-1 your final. Player of the game, boy, Altuve had the 3-run homer that really broke it open, but I tell you, Fire's 7 innings, only allowing 1 run. I'll give it to both of them. I'll give a half a star to both of them. Fiers and Altuve, co-MVPs of this game, and the Astros eliminate the Cleveland Indians from the playoffs, and they await the winner of the Mariners and the Mets. That will be the next video. Game 4 from Seattle, where Seattle leads 2-1. It will be Noah Syndergaard for the Mets against James Paxton for the Mariners. And if the Mariners win, they will clinch the series and have King Felix going in Game 1, and they'll wait for Houston to travel there. It'll be King Felix against Dallas Keuchel. However, if the Mets win, then we go back to New York for Game 5. It'll be King Felix against Jacob deGrom. And then you've got your number 2 starters that would be starting Game 1 of the finals, which would be Matt Harvey if it's the Mets, and it would be Taijuan Walker if it's Seattle. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed the presentation of Strat-O-Matic 2015 Demolition style. At least there was no injuries this time. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.